Welcome to another episode of Spoil Radio. I'm Reese.
And I'm Dan.
And this week we're doing Tenet. Tenet follows our protagonist who is conscripted into a secret organization and sent on a mission to stop World War III, armed only with one word: Tenet.
What'd you think of this, mate?
This movie was it's like a breath of fresh air.
Even though you slept for 1 hour?
Except I had the noddies in it, all right? I was so tired from the day. You're doing one of these ones. I looked like I was a damn drug addict in this movie, man, watching it. It was horrible.
My goodness.
Yeah. But I just had the noddies. It was bad.
Yeah. But you still got it. That's
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. Everyone's complaining about how you don't understand this movie. I was asleep for most of it and still know exactly what happened.
Is your head actually growing right now?
Yeah, a little bit. Why? Just saying.
Man, I love this movie. It's actually good seeing Nolan producing these crazy, mind-blowing, unique films, and Hollywood needs more of them.
I'm borderline under the understanding that Nolan is half scientist, half filmmaker. He likes to just dabble with everything that he's intrigued with scientifically. Yeah, that's it. That's all he does. And it's usually things that are quantum sciences, like things that are out of this world that we haven't thought of yet.
Yeah.
He's the Elon Musk of filmmaking.
I've got a theory. What if it's Chris Nolan from the future making these movies?
Crazy, Dan. It's amazing. Would never have thought of it. No, I mean, look, you got to think about it. This movie deals with the idea of inversion, which is having these people walk through these machines, and time then moves backwards. It moves at the same pace, and it starts exactly from when they walk through the machine at the same time. So 10 minutes going forward in time will be 10 minutes going backwards in time. And that's kind of like the idea behind it.
Yeah.
And it's really weird. They converse with each other in moments in it, like with themselves, and tell each other plans.
Yeah.
And it follows this idea of the grandfather paradox, which is...
Basically, if you go back in time to try and kill your grandfather to stop you from existing, it won't happen.
You can't, because you exist, and therefore it is completely and utterly impossible. Whatever you do will be thwarted because you can't
do it.
Cease to exist.
And that is the paradox.
It is a predestination concept that you are on a certain destined journey, and therefore you can't, wander from it.
That's it.
And this movie deals with things like loops as well.
Yeah.
Like looping upon yourself. We have a character that, does so. And we can't say who it is, but it definitely is a part of the film, the idea of the loop as well. It is a movie of ideas and concepts. It is not a movie of characters or anything like that. The characters are very simple.
It is. Yeah, well, look at the main character's name, the protagonist. It's an espionage spy film in the vein of Bond that has to do with time. Yeah, it's like a Nolan Bond sci-fi film.
Yeah. And I want to know what you think of the cinematography, because I know you have some gripes.
It's a Nolan movie. It's not like Roger Deakins shot it. Look, it looks nice, but it's not the greatest.
I like it. I think it's really well shot, but I think all Nolan movies are really well shot. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest things I think help to say that it is a really well shot film. You constantly remember imagery from those movies.
Yeah.
So you remember the buildings falling in upon themselves in Inception. You remember seeing the big tidal wave in Interstellar, or the reveal in Prestige.
They outshone this one though. Still looks.
Oh, this is
just like a movie. It's not pretty. The best cinematography part is the use of the red and blue towards the end part of the film. Yeah, that's very smart.
That's just a neurological thing that humans understand.
Yes.
So it allows distinction between the forward world and the backwards world.
Yes.
I think it's a really intelligently shot film, and obviously technical feat.
IMAX.
That as well, which I never would have thought of talking about actually.
Yeah.
IMAX was 1.2 million feet of IMAX footage shot.
And they're large cameras, so using them on something like this would be very difficult, as well as the noise it makes. So it's interesting.
They made their own blimps, new blimps for the actual cameras, so that they were less noisy, which is really cool.
It's insane.
Also, the technical feat of the in-camera action. This movie has pretty much no CGI.
Yeah, it works so well for this.
Wrap your head around that, though.
Yeah, there's one scene.
What the hell?
There's one scene, something big happens, and it's like, that's insane. Because it's real.
There's roughly 280 CGI shots in it, which is a decent amount, but most romantic comedy films have more shots than that.
Yeah.
This movie has things going backwards and forwards in time at the same time.
It's insane. It's insane.
With like fighting. Their fighting is backwards. They're fighting backwards.
Yep. Yeah. If you have a chance, check out the behind the scenes of this, because look, when you first watch this movie and you leave the cinema, it's like, what just happened? But watching the behind the scenes, it's like crazy.
They bought a plane. Yeah. They bought a 747,
yeah,
and ripped the engines out and then crashed it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's ludicrous. It's ludicrous.
It's mental.
Yeah.
The movie is, if anything, you're gonna walk out of this cinema and your mind's gonna be like, wow. And you're a little bit probably going to be pretty confused, but you're also going to be like, wow, I can't believe that stuff just occurred on the screen. And it was...
Yeah, I was going to say, you definitely call your mates and go, have you seen Tenet? I have.
Yeah.
What happened here?
Exactly. It's a conversation piece.
Yeah, it's really good. And that's what's good about going to the cinema. Watching a great movie, you walk out and think about it.
Yeah, I've missed going to church. I call this my church.
Wow.
Yeah, I've definitely missed going to cinema.
Yeah, it's the first movie back in a while.
Yeah, like 6 months. Final thoughts on this film?
Final thoughts on this. Another trophy for Nolan, I think. I don't think it's as good as his other films, but it's still up there. It's different. If you like action, imagine James Bond in a scientific world where crazy stuff happens, you'll like it. You need your attention cap on the whole time.
Yeah. Unless you're me and you want to just fall asleep and then
so bad.
Converse about it with people later on.
So bad. But you got it.
I was tired. I was legitimately tired. It wasn't the movie. So just to clear that up. Yeah.
But I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10.
I think... Wait, hold on. 8 out of 10? This is not what you gave it on the podcast, Dan.
I changed my mind.
What is this?
I changed my mind.
You gave it a 7 out of 10 on the podcast.
I did.
People are going to get angry about that.
Doesn't matter.
I really like this movie. I think it's fantastic. And it's funny you say that it feels like a Bond film, because Nolan actually said to the cast and crew, he said, I want it to have the same feeling as a Bond film. So I think that the movie does exactly what it wants itself to do. It gives a very intricate and complicated idea, presents it in a really interesting way, and then also brings you on a really fun journey of espionage and spies.
With brilliant acting, I should say.
Yeah, the acting's fantastic. I would say Robert Pattinson is awesome in this movie.
Mate, he's just getting better and better.
Yeah. So I think that I think this is one of Nolan's most simplest films, and for that reason is one of the most focused. Yeah. So I'm going to give this one an 8.5 out of 10.
Good score.
Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe and like the channel. Follow us at Neon Radio Reviews on Instagram, and also at Neon Radio on Facebook and Twitter.
Awesome. That's it from us.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say?
Nah, man. Whoops. Lights out.